Hey, what's up everybody? This is Chicken Possible with Rewards Hunter back with another Xbox Game Pass weekly quest guide. Today we have got a quest that's available for the game Batman Arkham Knight. This is going to be good through December 29th, which is next Tuesday. And we've got to defeat 30 thugs within the game. We're going to earn 50 rewards points for this, and I should mention this game does appear to be available on xCloud, so if you have an Android device and you want to download it and play it a little bit that way, that is probably the easiest way to go. If you're downloading on the Xbox, it is a bit of a big download, and it does appear that you have to download the entire thing to be able to get into the story mode. This one, unfortunately, doesn't let you complete the quest in the middle of the ready to start phase, so you will need to download the whole thing to do this. I should say also that if you're looking to play this on December 22nd, I would probably recommend waiting until tomorrow at least, December 23rd, because it looks like there are some issues with Game Pass today with quests not unlocking. You'll see that the quest actually doesn't unlock for me on screen, but we'll go ahead and defeat 30 thugs so that you know how to do it on Wednesday. So hopefully they'll have the issues resolved with Game Pass by then, and we'll be able to unlock these quests once everything starts working with the services again. So once we've got the game downloaded and ready to start, we'll go ahead and press A to get started in the game. I actually had played a bit of this, as you can see previously, so I'll start with a new empty slot, assuming that you haven't played this before. We're going to change the difficulty to easy. I adjusted the brightness a little bit. You don't have to do that. And I turned the subtitles on, but we'll just press A on continue and get started with that new story game. Now, if you have played some of Arkham Knight before, you can do this in pretty much any mode, I believe. In the AR challenges, there are supposedly some challenges where you can find enemies quickly and easily, so you might want to take advantage of that, but we'll just go ahead and take advantage of the story mode. Now, some of the cutscenes at the beginning of the game, you can press B to skip through them. You can kind of button mash and just press B repeatedly to skip over them. Some of them, like this Joker scene at the beginning, you can't skip over. So I am going to fast forward through some of the cutscenes here, but just know that it's kind of 50-50. Some of them you can press B to get through, and some of them you'll just have to watch. Overall, though, the quest will probably take you about 15 minutes to complete, just finding some thugs in the street, and I'll show you a couple of spots where you can find them. So a couple of cutscenes we could skip there. In this cutscene, it's sort of an interactive one where you talk to the waitress at the bar. You can look around at different things, but you can't actually skip it altogether, unfortunately. So just kind of move through the story elements here. And after a minute of hanging around, a gentleman will approach you from the left, so you'll look over to him, and he'll explain that there's someone smoking in the corner. Get ready for a jump scare when you do walk over to the corner and interact with the customer, because, yeah, he's a little bit creepy. He's sort of got the scarecrow face. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be the scarecrow, but anyway, he's pretty creepy, and then there are a bunch of other things that sort of jump out at you.
Excuse me, sir. There's no smoking in here.
Now, these things that are in the diner, in just a second, you actually sort of gain control of your gun, so you can actually sort of control what's going on here. I don't think ultimately you can get out of this sort of nightmare safely, but it's interesting that you can actually control your gun and, you know, shoot different guys around the set of the diner there. Then we've got a couple more cutscenes to go through. Again, some of them you just can't skip through, some of them you can. So just press the B button a few times on each one, and you may be able to skip it, and you may not.
The only people left on this...
Alright, so at this point we finally got control of Batman and we can start working on completing the quest here. So you can press A to jump off of the gargoyle at the beginning and then hold down the A button to glide. And basically we're just kind of looking for different enemies on the street here. So I saw this car over to the left and kind of headed in that direction, and there were a couple of guys over there. I would recommend probably dropping sort of straight down instead of coming over here, but this area does have a few thugs in it for me. So you can see I've got 4 that I'm fighting at the moment. There are 3 more coming up from the left, so 7 total. And we're pretty much just button mashing to get through this. So lots of hitting the X button. Sometimes you can counter an enemy by pressing Y when they start coming at you or they're just about to attack you. And whenever you see him do that kind of KO blast like that, you know that you've for sure knocked that enemy out. So that counts as a KO. And anytime you completely knock out an enemy, that's a KO. You don't have to completely knock them out using that blast. Just as long as they're unconscious, you should be in good shape. So we got 7 of them there, and I believe we're about to encounter just a couple more up this way. Basically, you want to stay on the street. That's where the thugs are hanging out. Look for groups of them, and they will slowly add up to the 30 that you're looking for. And sometimes they'll come up and try and crash a car into you and hit you with it. So be prepared for that. If you do get hit by a car or hit by the thugs, your health should be pretty good since we're playing on easy difficulty. So here are thugs 7 and 9 for me. So again, just tapping the X button to take them out. And if there is an enemy that charges at you like that, I believe you can double press the left trigger to stop them from knocking you over. Now, if you do get to a point in the game where you're just not finding any enemies, you can hit the start button and then go down to restart, and it'll ask you if you want to go to the last checkpoint, and you can press yes. Now, this does take a minute or two to reload at the last checkpoint, but this can be a lot faster than trying to find a whole new set of enemies in an enormous city. Since there are no indicators of where the thugs are, I found it faster if I just got really lost to go ahead and restart at the last checkpoint. And I'll show you a really good spot from that first jump to jump down and find a bunch of thugs. So from this very first jump after you restart, I found that heading straight down to the street below is a really good spot to find a bunch of thugs. There is a little altercation that's going on down here, and lots of guys to choose from. So you can see there are a ton of guys up in front of me here, so we'll just head towards that group. And actually there are 2 over to the left here, so we'll grab these before we head over to the larger group. And 2 more. So we should be at 13 after that group. And whenever the Game Pass quests are working, you should be able to hop over to the Game Pass app and double check your progress and see how many thugs you've taken out. Obviously, I can't do that today since things aren't working well today, but this should be our 14th and 15th thugs. We're halfway there now. So we'll head back to that large group that we saw. All right, so 19, so we need 11 more. All right, and we're at 21. If you're able to find this statue area, there seems to be a really good group around this. So I was able to finish up the last 9 that I needed here in this area. It's a lot of enemies to fight at once, but as long as you you know, just keep sort of button mashing, try to defend yourself. Use those X, Y, and you can actually hit the B button as well to swing the cape around and kind of daze an enemy. So that's an option as well. Oh, and I forgot to mention, if you need to run at all during this, you can hold down the A button, and that will take you a little bit more quickly to whichever location you're trying to get to. Watch out for those enemies that have the sort of lightning bolts over their head. They're about to attack you, and you can press Y to counter that attack. Alright, so this is the last group that I fought, and we should be at our 30 at this point, so hopefully the quest will unlock for you after you've gotten the 30. And again, if you do need to find some more enemies, if you're having trouble, just go to that restart and restart at the last checkpoint, and that's a quick way to get back to that starting area. Alright, so at this point you should be able to go ahead and turn that quest in for the 50 rewards points. We've got a guide out for the Destiny 2 weekly quest as well, and we're going to have a guide coming out later today for earning 3 achievements for the Microsoft Rewards weekly set, which will net us another 160 rewards points. So stay tuned for that guide, and that's it for today on Batman Arkham Knight. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found that video helpful, please be sure to click the subscribe button on YouTube and hit that bell for notifications. You can also find links in the description for other social media links of mine. Stay tuned for more Microsoft Rewards and achievement guides, and I'll see you in the next one.